That was very nice. That's not Vegas, that's Texas. We've got Vegas with us. We're going all over the state. And she did that live. Charlene did that live with some very scruffy-looking bloke on Children in Need last night.
Right.
See that? She looked lovely. Some bloke, he was a bit like a tramp. Johnny Vegas is with us, ladies and gentlemen. Johnny Vegas has arrived. Johnny, good morning.
Good morning. Hello.
How are you? So you just got up, or you were napping?
Yeah, I just got up. No, I'm not late. I'm sorry for being late.
You're not late. It's fine. This is fine. This is plenty.
Is it?
Don't worry. Yeah, well, I mean, we don't have as long as we like with you, but, you know, a little burst of Vegas in the morning is a good thing.
It is.
Did you catch the rugby?
No, I slept through it. I actually stayed up till 7:15, so I wouldn't miss it. And then did the classic thing of, waking up with he's got the cup is raised, and you're going, what did you do in the war, Daddy? I slept some. What did you do when they won the World Cup, Daddy? I slept some.
Where were you when they landed on the moon?
Shooting some Zeds.
Well, you've got to catch them, though. You need your Zeds. You're a great boy.
I know. Well, without sleep, I'm a grump, and with sleep, I'm a beau.
Well, the last time I saw you, you were about to have your little baby boy, I think, and now you have him. How lovely.
Oh, he's gorgeous. He's very contented.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he a big fellow? Is he normal weight?
No, he's really long. He's going to be really tall. Son, you're long.
Some of us are born normal, some of us are born
I'm trying to find attributes, a bond. I'm not long, you are. I have little feet, you've large feet.
There's nothing wrong with being long.
No, he's going to be strapping, he's going to be... But he has got rugby league legs.
But, boys, they kind of don't grow as fast as girls. If you look at kids at school, and you look at, especially around the age of, 9 and 10, the girls start shooting up. They seem to shoot up early, and the boys are all down here still. And then suddenly they catch up.
Well, it's overnight, isn't it? When I was, up to 18... I could never, when your mates start going to the pub at 16, could never get served. Turned 18, woke up, hers on my back, and I looked 40. And I was saying something yesterday, I've never had that interim period of looking my age.
Looking like a teenager.
I said that I didn't quite shoot up. I just kind of filled up.
Yeah, well, no, you're a big fella, though. I mean, not big fat one, but you're quite tall. You're not...
I've got the shoulders to carry it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought you...
But I keep meeting people who go, I thought you'd be bigger. It's like Roadhouse. So you're Vegas, I thought you'd be bigger.
But here's a weird thing. I get the opposite. People look at me and say, you're much bigger than you look on TV. I think people think I'm quite a tiny little fella.
Well, the only one I get is, you're not as fat in real life, are you?
Oh, but is that a good thing to hear?
No, that's a lovely thing.
I guess it is.
But I've learned from you, stripes going down, never across.
Exactly, never across. If you want to confuse them, though, diagonal.
Yes.
Then they don't know what to make.
But then they keep going to your shoulder, don't they?
I'm delighted that Johnny has a DVD out, because I have never seen a Johnny Vegas performance live.
Yeah, well, it's performance cut into a story.
Okay.
It's not up your... I think there's loads of stand-up videos that have got that kind of, look at me, I've arrived.
Yeah, I'm just on stage, look at my big audience, they've come to see me, and here I am.
We filmed it in proper gigs in Edinburgh, with, proper drunk audiences and threatening, Scots.
It's called Who's Ready for Ice Cream?
It's an obvious title, isn't it?
I was going to wonder, that seems a little odd.
Well, no, there's a thing within the story of... there's a lifestyle manager who's hired because I'm too contented, so I'm no longer funny, who drags me to Edinburgh and bullies me, gives me a sponsor who's a guy with an ice cream van who's a bit of a megalomaniac, and puts me in with an Edinburgh burnout comedian who's obsessed with me. And the whole idea is, make Johnny have a breakdown, he'll be funny again.
Because wasn't there a couple of weeks ago I saw in the paper about Johnny Vegas lost it, Johnny Vegas having breakdown live on stage?
That was... I did 2 gigs in Brighton, and the local paper, the journalist who turned up to review it, they didn't use a review. So this other woman just wrote this whole front page piece, and the bullet points were like, made woman suck his nipple. And then it turned into it was like a kid's letter when he'd been on holiday, and then a man said he was going to thump him, and then another man said it was rubbish and he was leaving, and then, but it was the same paper runs something 2 days later, front page going, triumphant last gig of the... But they got hold of one guy and his wife.
Yeah.
And they were going,
one disgruntled person leaving early.
Yeah, and he... what was it the wife they were? His Danish wife, who speaks very good... His pregnant Danish wife who speaks very good English, said... At first, I did not know. I realised it was a bad show. I thought it was a version of wacky British humour.
That's a review. I'd like to see that quoted on your poster.
But then they had Daniel Kitson going, upsetting the pregnant Danes now, are we? Is that the stage you are in your career?
You've upset everyone else.
Yeah. You're going for the minority groups now.
Does it bother you, though, when you see that kind of stuff? Because sometimes you get people writing and it seems like they're intruding on people's personal lives, private lives, and that kind of stuff. Well, even though you're making light of it, that's your livelihood. You know
that they've run it off the back of your personal life. And they didn't run it the day after, they run it the day of the next gig. You know, I didn't run it the Friday. They run
So
it
it's
the
kind of
Saturday,
deliberate, really.
hoping that they'll throw that. And it's, you know, a very untalented local hack that knows it'll get picked up for the Nationals. But it is in a little way. You're going, yeah, you know what? If you might not like us, or you might not like the fact that I'm not willing to talk to you about certain things, but don't take my livelihood off us.
Yeah, which is what, you know,
Yeah.
I know this is a strange comparison to make, but I remember when the Sex Pistols weren't allowed to tour, and you think, OK, people didn't like them, didn't like what they thought they stood for, but at the same time, that was their job, that was their means of supporting themselves, and they had effectively withdrawn that from them.
Well, the real thing was what they wrote up as this terrible gig. There was a lot of the same things in the gig on Saturday, and yet suddenly it was triumphant in the same paper, so you kind of go and make your mind up. And everybody who's been to a gig of mine was reading it going, yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, reading the bullet points of what made it terrible was going, yeah,
he always does that.
yeah.
So is there nipple sucking on evidence in Who's Ready for Ice Cream, the DVD you have out now?
Yeah, but I'm doing it to a bloke.
So,
Oh, I'm going for every market out there. I'm chasing the pink pound with this DVD.
Because you are homosexual, I believe. Is that
No, I'm not.
Not anymore?
No, I've not. I didn't even have a confusing point at school. You know, like a really
There
good
wasn't
mate
even a
that I
strapping
thought,
geography
well,
teacher who lured you, a little bit, you thought?
No, but I had a pottery teacher, right, who he
here
was
we
meant
go.
to be doing a crit one. No, but he was meant to be doing a crit on this jug I'd done.
Yeah.
And he just went off on a little kind of, yeah, but you know what it's like when you have a friend at school and he's like a friend, but he's more than the friend. And you love him, and you love everything, and you dress like him, and you want to be him, and you want to hold him and tell him how special they are. And then when you do, they reject you. And you're like, no.
And what about the
Can't
part?
go with you on that one. I really want a good grade.
I never had that moment either. I'm still hoping it will happen.
I'd love it to happen, but with somebody really, really awkward. If it happened with my best mate, Bri, he really wouldn't react well. You know, if he was sat in the pub and I suddenly put my hand on his knee, like, I don't know why I'm doing this, Brian, but suddenly you're gorgeous.
The pink goggles, that's what you got on there. Are you going to tour to
Now, I've
support
got to
this?
come in with a little dog, haven't I? Little dog and a scarf I can throw over my shoulder. Brian, I've some news for you. Well, that messed me off.
I think if you are going to turn gay later in life, you should do it flamboyantly.
Oh, aye.
There's no point doing it by halves. I think you have to go the full Quentin Crisp route.
I have to ring my mum and go, Mother, I've met someone special. We can't have a church do, but we're having a blessing on Prescott Res. We found a druid that'll do the service. Come if you want to, but you know.
Now, Johnny, I don't think you live your life in a way which is as predictable as many do, OK?
Yeah.
Most people, when they had a DVD out, they would say immediately, OK, we're going to do the tour now to support this. Then I'd be on Parkinson, then I'd do, obviously you're on this show, but this is, let's face it, I think this probably does more harm than good when people come on.
Well, you know,
I think we have to be honest. Are you doing
this
it all?
this is more for sins against the church.
This is it. If you don't do this, you're not allowed back on.
This is a community service bit of the PR junket.
I think they do use this as community service when, if there's someone in a pop band attacks someone in the toilet, naming no names, they're forced to come on here and, help out, bring coffee.
Yeah, and isn't she a proper, rabbit in the headlamps?
She's not.
She's not a Delphi.
She doesn't
They
really know
do
what's
send the
going
other
on.
one with her, don't they?
You can see.
Kind of go.
I think we are discussing the same person here. We're talking about Cheryl Tweedy.
Surgery-wise, she's had her hand attached to her mouth. I'll answer that one. I'll answer that one.
What did she say afterwards when she
Tell
said,
them how much you like singing.
it's terrible being accused of a racist. The only thing worse would be being called a prostitute. And you go, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? God bless her, though.
A racist pimp who believes all the ladies of the world are prostitutes. That's the headline I'm waiting for me now. Vegas racist pimp buys Cadillac.
You shouldn't, but don't even read your
Driving
reviews.
round shouting at pregnant Danish women.
I'd like to see you dressed as what we'd call a traditional 1970s pimp.
Can you imagine me trying to get pimp clothes to fit? Can you imagine that afternoon in the pimp boutique?
I like the Lurex
Four of them
green
in a-
suit. Do you have that in a large with a stretch waist?
Four of them in a huddle.
You could do it. You know
Yo,
what?
man, he's in the wrong job.
Yo, man, we don't do caftans.
Tell him we can get him a bin man suit. He'd look a treat.
Reflective jackets.
Yeah.
I've come round to the reflective jacket.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing. This time of year, I think it's a good thing. Let's play another track.
Be seen.
Let's say some more music.
We'll have a quick track and then we'll have to say
John,
goodbye.
what do you listen to? What sort of stuff do you like?
What do I like? I'm doing a tribute this afternoon to Beautiful South.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I know it can split a room with people. Some go, well, I don't. I think the guy's a poet.
Paul, but he's
I
also
think
got
Paul-
an incredible voice.
Yeah.
We had him on the show a few weeks ago, and his lyrics are terrific.
Well, I listened to that, Dusty Springfield. I'm a big crooner thing. I've seen Tony Bennett at Caesar's Palace.
Oh, wow.
That was a moment to live for.
That must be great. I think we should just keep chatting, actually, rather than go
Yeah,
to
yeah.
now. I mean,
'Cause
maybe
I was going to play Gregory Isaacs. But
playing
that
Puff the
doesn't
Magic
work.
Dragon, yeah.
But we got tickets last minute, right? And
This
we
is for Tony Bennett.
Tony Bennett, and we sat at the back. And the lass that was with us, this guy went, "Can you not see?" Started walking us down into really good seats.
Right.
And this isn't... We didn't ask to, and I don't want to offend anyone, but... They sat us at this table and we were getting really, like, weird looks off the people at the table, like disdain. And it turned out that they were all amputees. And they'd noticed that we hadn't had anything amputated. And there was a real, like, urge of disdain that we'd managed to blag two seats on the amputee table.
How did you...
Well, I had to enjoy Tony, but with a woman with her arm missing, glaring at me all the way through. And I'm
Did
like,
you not-
I'm not going to let you spoil this for me.
You should have done that. You should have put the old hand up in your sleeve like that and
What, and at the
pretended
end of the gig, gone,
yeah.
ta-da! Miracle Grow.
Tony's healed me. Lay those crooning powers upon me.
I believe.
Why did they put you on the stumpy table?
Well, he just thought we've not had that many amputees in tonight. You know, there's two good seats.
Do they have a lot of amputees in normally? I mean, is there special? I didn't realise they had an amputee section.
Well, it might have just been an amputee outing.
If I was an
don't
amputee,
know.
I would not want to be segregated in such a manner.
Well, no, neither would I. But there were good seats.
Yeah, I bet they were.
There was just before the next tier. You know,
It's almost worth
where
chopping
the
something off for,
gangsters
isn't it?
sit. It's what?
It's almost worth taking something off for.
Go on, do the finger.
Just a toe.
Both outside with a potato.
Look,
peel.
darling, shut up. You either lose a toe and we get a great view, or you're at the back again. Now, what's it going to be?
Do I ever ask for much?
It's all right. I'll cauterise it with a candle when I'm done.
You like the Big Lebowski? We'll do it too. The big one.
You know what? I think we've probably upset just about everyone.
No, well, that's what I mean. It wasn't they mellowed. Apart from her, she just wasn't having it.
Yeah, well, maybe she was...
having none of it. No, but it put me off going to see Freedom Ride.
Had she lost more than the others, do you think?
Well, that's what you didn't like to start counting.
No.
You know, in the middle of a left my artist having just got. You don't want to pretend to drop your pen and go under the table.
I think if we learn one thing from the show today, it's that when you sit at a table full of amputees, don't get your abacus out. That's it. And then I think don't start moving beads around for fear of causing offence.
Yeah, but I think somebody should warn Tony as amputees in, because when he goes, thank you for the applause. And there's one woman,
Why aren't you clapping over there?
in
Yeah.
the chest. Still looking at me in a nasty manner. Just looking like she's trying to shift some phlegm. I love you, Tony. I love you.
I've enjoyed this morning more than I thought possible.
You've got to say goodbye.
There's been something for you.
I know. I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm sorry it was so short.
Well, if you like more of that filth, Johnny Vegas's Who's Ready for Ice Cream is out on DVD. This will be what I'm watching this evening when I get home. Actually, no, I'm out. I'll watch it tomorrow night. I'll put myself some time by.
Cool. And I'll listen next week because I want an honest critique.
Well, after the show, what we'll do is we'll pretend we're carrying on. We've got to go to the news. Johnny, lovely to see you again.
Lovely to be here.
Have a
Thanks
great
for having
weekend.
us.
88 to 91 FM. This is Radio 2 from the BBC.